Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 rated sportsbook app out there. I am your host, Rudo, joined as always by the lovely AJ Haefele.
The lovely.
This is a whole thing this week.
It's been a thing. Everybody loves it.
And everyone agrees.
Yeah. I mean, AJ Haefele's no Blaze, but AJ Haefele's still lovely. All right.
It's true. The man is fire.
We've got some super chats right off the bat.
Dr. Dubs is already in the house. Let's go. Appreciate you, Vaguely Sober. We'll also be giving away a $100 gift card to the DNVR Locker in just a bit. Stay tuned for that. Thank you, Sasha Hoffman. How can you not be hyped? Avs completely assassinate the Minnesota Wild for the second game in a row, 6-0. This game was, the stars were stars in this game, I think is the way I would like to put it, because the big line showed up, Cale Makar showed up, and the Wild, let's be honest, the Wild just can't hang with this hockey team.
Yeah, 6 games in against Minnesota this year, the Avs are 4-1-1.
Pretty easy.
They have wins of 5-1, 5-1, and 6-0.
Their regulation loss was a blowout loss, to be clear. But when the Avs win,
a 6-2 loss.
A 6-2 loss, but
a 6-2 loss that was 3-2 in the third period. So
it was a close game, for sure.
A little different than what we've seen.
It wasn't 5-0 at the start of the third, for sure. Minnesota, and look, Minnesota, they're missing Foligno, they're missing Dumba tonight. It's not like they're 100%, but
yeah, you know. It's not like anybody's 100% though, right? In the NHL,
it's that kind of a season.
Find a team, right? Yeah. Like find a team right now that's like, oh, we're totally healthy, we're good. To be honest, I kind of want to start the pod in a weird way today. I want to do it. I want to give credit to the Wild, man. They have been so good through the first half of this season, especially after the COVID pause. You know, going 12-2-1, ripping off a bunch of wins in a row, just looking really, really, really damn good, you know, and just in general, like, outplaying expectations by a pretty significant amount.
Capo Kakinen had 9 straight wins coming into this game.
And like a 926 save percentage, something like that? Like, the guy was excellent, and I want to commend him on having a great season, because like this has been this. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Them getting to this point and being as good as they've been, there's nothing to be ashamed about.
Third place is as like, good as you can do.
I tell you, you know, the made the COVID playoffs banner is going to look really nice next to their #1 fan banner. No, but in all seriousness, like, they've been really good. And they had a great season, but it's over now.
They're done. Wrap it up.
The second half of the season doesn't need to be played anymore. They should be forfeiting any points against the Avs in the future, against Vegas in the future, and against St. Louis in the future. All should be going to the other teams, because those cats straight up don't belong.
You're irrelevant out here? Is that what you're saying?
They absolutely do not belong in the building, in the state, anywhere within touching distance of an actual NHL, a quality NHL team, a team that is actually deserving of competing for a Stanley Cup. They don't belong, man. They don't. Like, that. What they have accomplished up to this point has been great, without having any good centers whatsoever, and only having 4 NHL defenders. I guess 5, because Ian Cole's there now. It's legitimate, like, this is great.
James, thank you so much for the $100 super chat. I didn't even have to wear jorts for this one.
No, but he says it deserves the cutoffs.
Look, all right, I washed them, and the frayed ends, let me tell you, they look great.
Oh.
They are amazing right now. But bringing up a good point, 11-1 in 2 games. This series was never close.
No, at no point did – so this was – and we talked about the importance of the series. These are two teams that we're going to use each other as a litmus test to see just, where this division is headed. And it's also meaningful because you remember that Minnesota's going to be in the Central next year. They're back into a division. These two teams aren't going anywhere. And this is just not the Wild are not a team that can hang with the quality teams that are out there. They've done a great job of picking off points against the Ducks and the Kings and the Sharks,
the weak teams in the division.
Yeah, and they've done a great job there. But 4-1-1 the Avs are right now against Minnesota.
You want to be a rival? Start playing like a rival.
Yeah, you've got to show up at some point. And the 6-2 one-off win 2 days after the Avs got their ass kicked by Vegas at home.
Yep.
Which one of those is an anomaly? The 6-2 beatdown where they ran away at the end, or pick a blowout? Because there's now been 3 of them. The one blowout, the overtime game was a Hunter Miska game.
Yeah.
Which, as we know now, hey, the Avs were happy to have gotten a point.
We'll get to the Jonas Johansson conversation in a second. But.
They just, I genuinely, you watch Minnesota and it's like, look, there are pieces there. There's some nice players. I'm not sure why Kirill Kaprizov never got on the plane to Denver, but whoever was skating around in that jersey didn't do a very good job of pretending to be him.
I think tonight especially, let's talk about that. Kaprizov had moments in Game 1.
Did he?
More than Game 2. He was a total ghost tonight.
That tape-to-tape pass that he made to Brandon Saad to start one of the Avs goals, I can't remember which one because there were 6 of them at this point. I don't know, man. That's the kind of lazy stuff that Russians get dinged for, where they're like, oh, enigmatic and don't play hard, and these guys are so talented, but can you trust them?
You find the weak spots.
Shift to shift,
sure.
and then, it's because right now he's every electric Russian talent.
Right. The inconsistency.
Yeah, and, he's also a rookie. It's funny because people take away the rookie by, he's 23 years old.
Right.
Like 23 is old.
4 or 5 years ago, Panarin won it as a 22-year-old, was it?
24.
24.
Yeah,
so
24.
older than Kaprizov.
P.S. If you go back and you look at the last 20 years of the Calder Trophy, the winners,
most dudes are over 20.
The only winners over 21 are 2 guys from Russia, and I'm counting Kaprizov as already having won it.
Yeah.
Are 2 guys from Russia who played over there forever, and goaltenders. The guys like Andrew Raycroft, who are 25 years old.
Right. These goalies are voodoo.
Yeah. So that's it. And I genuinely like watching Minnesota. I watched a lot more of Minnesota than Colorado today, focusing in on them. Especially when the game got going the way that it did.
Hand, for sure, yeah.
Because I wanted to see how the team responded to being embarrassed. And first of all, that's a very whiny team.
Ooh.
So there's when you're in the arena, you can really get a feel for kind of the personality of teams. Colorado is a really quiet team, by the way. There's not a lot of...
you talked about it in the LA series, right? LA's bench was just up.
LA was super hyped up. Everything they did, it was just like... It was it was just very different.
Yeah.
Colorado is not very talkative. They don't make a lot of noise. There's not a lot of chirping at the officials. It's a very,
take care of our business type of mentality.
You could tell that, Jared Bednar has, molded so much of this group, and the guys that they've brought in fit perfectly into it. They're there to take care of business. They're there to do a job. And in this case, the job was to drop an anvil on whatever hopes that Minnesota had of being relevant on a big stage this year.
Is there an Acme, Minnesota?
I don't know, but I'm still a little shell-shocked at how this turned out. Because this was a big series.
You expected a heavy pushback from Minnesota.
I thought Minnesota was going to come out and they were going to lay the body and they were going to come out with a ton of energy and they were going to say, hey, we may not win this game, but we're trying to set a tone. We're trying to get some of our pride back after what happened 2 nights ago. We're here to let you know that it's not going to be so easy. And instead, they came out, they committed a penalty immediately, gets scored on 4 minutes into the game where shots are 9-1, and it was just like...
Shots were 12-3 late in the first period. The Avs let them back in with the power play opportunity a little bit, and shots looked close to the end of the first. But even then, their Avs are up 2-0 after one, and then they bury them at the start of the second.
Yeah, I mean, so Minnesota scores the funny goal at the start of the second.
Yeah.
Happens right in front of us, and I'm like having a good laugh because they lift it up and they slide the puck in, and the officials like waving it off like it was in any way close or controversial.
Right.
And they immediately go down the ice and score. And it was just like, okay, so this is probably how this is going to go.
Yep.
And then the Avs third line gets on the ice. And now I am trained at this point
Oh, boy, here we go.
to kind of just glaze over when that line gets on the ice because so little happens offensively. And then Tyson Jost rips a one-timer that goes in. And
Where
it was
did
like,
that come from?
Yeah, honestly.
And I kind of was like, all right.
Cool.
Like, my brain didn't even, like, I tweeted about it, and then my brain was like, that was Tyson Jost. Which is like, hyping up Tyson Jost has become part of my brand.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, we have to be excited about this thing now. I don't even, we're all over the place right now, but I don't even know what to say
It's
about
a Saturday.
this.
We can be all over the place.
This was such a shit kicking.
It was.
I don't know how Minnesota comes
Do
back
you guys
from
want to
this.
see this new little thing that I've had to use on all of our shows
Yep.
this weekend?
Post it. Explicit content confirmed.
Sorry.
Saturday's DNVR, all right?
I'll just leave it right up there. After the bet show and after the buff show this morning, I needed that going. We have some people asking about homestand. I do have the homestand, those graphics, and I've got the little stats graphic.
Bring it up. Bring up the homestand.
Oh my God, amazing. That's awesome. I want to see what it looks like.
Why didn't it? Okay.
Tiny homestand, 7-1-1 for the Colorado
And
Avalanche.
when you consider the context of those losses,
Yep.
how close did they come to a 9-0 homestand?
Up 4-2 on the Ducks with Hunter Miska in net. They lose it in OT. The Arizona game with 3 deflections with 14 shots on goal.
So they picked up 15 of 18 possible points on that homestand.
Ridiculous.
Would not giving a shit how you got there, would you have taken that at the start?
All day. All day.
And then we've got
Who
the
wouldn't
16.
have?
Yeah, bring it. Our 12 and 16 lives. They just have to
Our 12 and 4?
Yeah, 12 and 4. They just have to beat both the Arizonas in back-to-back.
Yeah, if they beat Arizona in both of those games in regulation,
it's
they go
12-3-1. Let's go.
They go 1 point better than we said they had to go in that 16-game stretch between Vegas matchups. And that's after they lost 2 of the first 4, 6-2.
Brutal.
The bounce back, we talked about, look, they needed to respond. They needed to bounce back. They needed to find some consistency. They needed to do all of this, and then
they did it.
And then they just laid waste to everybody.
I think that's the most impressive part is the last 3 games they've played, the puck started going in, and they haven't been close. It's not like all the Avs had to grind this out, all the Avs found a way. It's the Avs straight up stepped onto the ice and dominated. And even in the closer games, look at the shot differentials and take whatever shots you want away from them. The on-ice performance has been dominant.
You notice you didn't hear that any of that bullshit today. The shots were a lot more even, and all of a sudden the Wild fans were like, oh, I guess they were fine.
Yo.
Do you want that graphic? That stats graphic you sent me?
Bring it. I don't even know what this graphic is.
Where is it?
Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah. So, Money Puck, congratulations on.
Yes.
Before this series, Minnesota was 12%, the highest team in the league to win the Stanley Cup. I'm curious what this number looks like tomorrow.
It'll be lower.
You think?
Yeah, it'll be a lot lower. The Avs almost scored 1 goal for every percentage point that they had to.
Yeah, 11 goals on 12%. Yep. Pretty close. That is correct.
That's right.
I want everyone in chat to be having this reaction.
That's right.
Because What is that? What are those?
What are those?
It's funny. Boy, Minnesota sure looks good when they're laying waste to a bunch of shitty teams.
Woo!
And then they get their first real test in a while. You know, they had a decent series against Vegas in there.
They did.
Where they were okay. But this was your, like, blood rival, right?
Right.
Like, you have a bunch of adopted rivals.
Minnesota's entire history as a hockey team, the Avalanche have been their strongest opponent.
Yeah. I mean, these guys, they have, I think, 3 playoff series. They're 2-1 against the Avs in postseason series.
Yep.
And that's, like, the only noteworthy thing in their entire franchise history that they feel good about. And, like, this is supposed to be, like, your rival, dude.
Show up.
This is your rival.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, I don't know, pick a classic rival. This is Ken versus Ryu.
Oh.
Except Ken or Ryu, whichever one the Wild pick, just didn't show up, dude.
Zerg versus Terran, and Terran forgot to make Marines, all right?
Yeah, right. Like, it was like a controller disconnect, Ken versus Ryu. I mean, this was a joke. This was a waste of everybody's time. There isn't any, like, deep, dark analysis here. The thing that happened is that Colorado's top line and Cale Makar, right? Colorado's top players went head-to-head against Minnesota's top players and buried them. I mean, just absolutely shithoused them.
6 feet under. By the way, get out of here with that super chat. Get out of here. This nerd is standing right off camera over here.
Just to get his pun on the show.
Yeah, got to pay the big bucks.
Got him.
All right, chat. Well, we'll do it right now. We've already had a $100 donation. You donate another $150. I'll wear the jorts frayed. Your choice. You don't have to donate anything, and I won't have to wear the jorts again. If that's what you want, we'll leave it at that.
So.
The Avs.
This top line performance is really something I do want to get into, man.
I agree.
Because this was special stuff. We've talked about it's been a grind for that line this year. The numbers, the underlying numbers, the counting stats, a lot of them have been good, right? Like, you look at them and you're happy with they're all point per game. They're all humming along at their typical paces. McKinnon, like, just a little bit behind,
for sure,
what we've seen the last few years, but still a point per game where you're just like,
oh, darn, he only had 3 assists tonight.
The next time that we dismiss the value of an empty net goal, we should remember this.
Right.
Because he gets 2 empty net goals, and then he decides, wow, scoring was a lot more fun than not.
No complaints about the top line. They showed out in this series. I mean, Landeskog gets his, McKinnon contributing, obviously, the goal in the first game, 3 assists tonight, and then
the play that he made. So Devon Taves deserved a goal.
Oh yeah,
because if you go back the last 3 or 4 games,
the dude has been robbed 6-7 times.
It's crazy how close Devon Taves had been coming, and it just wasn't falling for him. And then the read that he makes, though, is what makes him a perfect fit in Colorado.
Yep.
Because he sees that puck gets turned over to Saad, and that guy just goes,
YOLO.
Girl, bye. And just sprints up the ice. And nobody on Minnesota picks him up. He just goes to the front of the net. He skates in a straight line. And nobody picks him up. And he just, all right, sent a great centering feed. Great play by McKinnon. Great play by Saad. Great pass by Kaprizov to get it started.
Got him.
It was so good, and he got rewarded for it. And I don't know, man. It's really just a really impressive showing all around by that top line, especially.
I do want to continue the hype, but we do have to take one quick sidestep. AJ, Georgetown didn't get it done for us today.
I don't know what the score of that game was, but
it's a lot to a little.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's okay. All right. That's all right. We're going to keep it rolling. Our DraftKings pick of the week. We're taking Florida State
I'm
over
fine with
CU
that.
all day.
Be against us.
All
I'm fine.
Day. Florida State over CU. It's going to be easy money.
Serious question, is Leonard Hamilton still the coach down at Florida State?
I honestly don't know.
That's a Ryan question. Ryan?
Is Leonard Hamilton still the coach of Florida State?
Yeah, okay. We got one
Yes?
yes.
Okay.
All I hear is a coach that's about to beat CU. All right, that's
Okay.
all I hear right now. Gonna beat CU.
I am
in
fine
round
with you
2.
guys being against us. Keep going. I just love this graphic, and I want you guys to all see it for a while.
They can make
Okay.
round 2, and Florida State will make
Look,
me money.
As long as Kansas keeps winning, I really don't give a shit what CU does.
There you go. You can bet on Kansas too.
Okay, AJ, but we do.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're the show that doesn't have CU alums on it, so we're not weighed down by disappointment in our
Me.
lives.
So, all right.
I'm your producer.
All I'm saying.
Today.
Look,
Most of the time.
you don't have to agree with me. Go over to DraftKings Sportsbook and bet on CU if you don't think Florida State can win. And I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Like, that's fine. You can be wrong. You can lose your money. Or you can bet on Florida
Oh,
State.
Lord.
Like, it's that simple. Oh, Jesus.
You guys are going to make me sit through this again.
Yup, it's happening. And it's all from James. He really wanted to get it done.
Yeah, all right. James
And
James with 250 and this nerd over here, or with 250s, rather.
Yep,
And then this nerd over here finished it
So
off.
we are doing another Jort show.
You're welcome.
And this is just going to be there like the whole time.
I left it up to chat. I said you didn't have to do this, all right? You chose this.
They wanted the torture for all of us.
Didn't they lose that game?
No, they won.
No, I thought they lost.
Or maybe they went into overtime.
That
That
was
was
the
the
Hunter
Miska
Miska
game.
game.
That was the
Yeah.
Miska game, yeah.
I remembered. I was just giving everybody a chance to catch up.
Next time it'll be the Jonas Johansson game.
Oh, God.
So let's talk Jonas Johansson.
Yes, the
a little
people
bit.
want it.
He's
All right, all set.
he's
Let's
a
move on.
goaltender.
Oh, my God. Again.
Stop. Jonas Johansson is a goaltender, allegedly.
So, look, I got a bunch of quotes in my story from his Swedish goaltending coach. They think that Colorado will be a great fit for him, that UC Parkula has a long history of success with guys like him, that his style will fit in well. And obviously, look, getting to play behind Colorado's defense versus Buffalo's defense, it gives him a chance, right?
For sure.
Like, the guy was an AHL All-Star last year. Like, there's enough here that you can talk yourself into, okay, let's see how this goes.
Look, I'll be straight with y'all, chat. Jonas Johansson has an 884 save
Yeah.
percentage. That's not good, but
The Avs are taking what the internet says, and when they said anybody would be better than Hunter Miska, and they're testing it.
yep, straight up.
Like, Jonas Johansson is one of the lowest end options that they could find in the league, just based on results in the NHL so far. It's one of
The song going on. Sorry.
just one of the lowest options that they could have picked at this point. The fact that it cost them a 6th and not a 7th, I think, is
Disappointing.
spectacular.
Yeah.
I don't
should be
understand.
slapping hands right now for getting a 6th-round pick.
I don't understand, because that makes me wonder what Hunter Miska could get.
He's worth a 7th, baby.
Like,
Get him.
we'll see how this goes. I don't want to completely dismiss Jonas Johansson and say he has no shot of being a quality pickup or of being a good find. Look, these are the same pro scouting staff that gave this guy the thumbs up is the same one that gave Jacob McDonald a thumbs up and gave Ryan Graves a thumbs up and has been able to get quality guys out of the AHL the last couple of years. Granted, they're the same guys that gave Hunter Miska the thumbs up.
That's the thing. This is my take on the situation. I talked to you, AJ, about this the other night. Jonas Johansson's numbers are what the Avs expected out of Hunter Miska.
It's a great, and if they get that, if they get 3 goals against and a save percentage that's within blinking distance of 900,
Yep.
they're probably happy, and chances are the Avs are competitive in that game.
Yep. Exactly. And that's from your third goaltender, can you really ask for more than being competitive? Like, honestly, That's fine. You're not going to complain about that. So, could the Avs have done better? Maybe. Would it have cost them more? Probably. So, it's pick and choose right now.
Yeah. And from the conversations that I've had today, let's just say that the door on Frankie.
It's a door.
It's not shut. Him coming back this year, it's not shut.
It's closed, but it's not locked.
I wouldn't even say it's closed. I would just say that it's wait and see right now. But it would not be a surprise if 2 weeks from now, 2.5 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, whenever it is, at the deadline, the Avs do this again, but with a more meaningful upgrade. Let me just also to reiterate here. Jonas Johansson is in RFA at the end of this year. He is 25 years old. This is a guy that could be in the organization for the next year or two. Now we've talked Justus Annunen, Adam Werner, Hunter Miska. These guys are all under contract or the Avs still retain the rights to. So there's a logjam here. But if Johansson shows decently, and he's the kind of like their guy as the third guy next year, and Annunen is somewhere in somewhere in North America playing, I don't know. I'm not excited about this, but I'm not burying it.
Let me ask you this: under over 5 games.
Oh,
the Avs have 5 back-to-backs left.
I would want to look at the schedule before the deadline first before committing to that, but I will say under.
Okay. The Avs
I can get the schedule for you.
The Avs have 5 back-to-backs left in the season.
Sure, but how many of those are post-deadline? Would be
3.
3 of them? Okay, so they only really feel truly pressured to play him twice.
For twice, yeah.
And then one of them is, so Arizona coming up, I think that he should play in that game.
Yep. And to be
he
clear,
should get here today, practice tomorrow.
They did send a private jet to go get him, so
Yeah.
he's been in quarantine on the travel over.
Yeah.
With a negative test, he'll be okay.
Exactly. So, and now, of course, he's coming off of a team that just had a bunch of guys test positive, and supposedly that's why this happened today and not yesterday, et cetera, blah, 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 blah.
All right, I'm showing the screen if you guys.
Yeah, and then you have the Blues series is the other back-to-back before the deadline. And then
Man, that Blues game on Saturday was a 1 p.m. game.
It used to be.
Stupid.
It used to be.
Now it's a night game. I'm gonna have to be here at the bar all night, getting drunk and watching them beat
what a sad life that you have to be at the DNVR
These
bar.
are dope world problems. I understand. You look at that back-to-back Anaheim and Arizona. Some travel involved there. That's an old school back-to-back.
Pretty gnarly with the adjustments based on the COVID break.
Yeah,
for sure. But
so anyway, the Johansson thing, I'm not over the moon about it, but we'll see how it goes. Like, there's enough to get excited about here where you say we'll see, and the cost is nothing.
Yep.
I will say the Avs are treating this year's draft kind of the way that I want them to. They don't have a second rounder. They don't have a fourth rounder. They don't have a sixth rounder. Let's just package up the rest of these.
Be done with it.
Find a home for them and make a big move somewhere where you can clear up enough salary that you can re-sign Brandon Saad.
Who was it? Was it Mike Ditka that traded his entire year of a draft?
Yeah, for Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
The Garth Snow tried to do it a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
To move up and take Ryan Murray first overall.
Yep.
Which turns out would have actually been a pretty good move.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Who knows? Should we go through the goals, like, actually?
Everybody watching the show probably watched the game.
Probably true.
And I mean, the first goal.
Cale Makar's a baller.
Yeah, it's just Cale Makar, man.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's so special. The second goal, just kind of curious about the second goal here. A lot of people were like, "Oh, I don't think Landeskog touched it," or
he didn't. He on their follow through, he missed it.
Is that what they were? Because I was like, he very clearly had the puck and shot it. So what are you guys talking about? It was the glove punch.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't actually punch it in.
Correct. He missed it
Okay,
clearly.
because on the angle from the TV replay, I was like, that doesn't look. I'm surprised they let that go. Yeah. And then it made sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. Because I tweeted out that Landeskog scored it, and people were like, I don't think he touched it, and I was like 99% sure that he cleanly had the puck and shot it.
He shot it and then missed it. With his glove.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
People want you guys to talk about Mikko's goal.
Dude just beat Capo Kakkonen.
They just said
clean.
just talk about Mikko's
The man
goal.
went post, and in.
So that's 17 for him this year?
Is it? Yeah, because he had 2 the other night. Yep, 17.
So he's up to 17. That puts him, he was coming in, he was tied for 5th in the NHL in goals with Kyle Connor.
That moves him up to 4th or 3rd. I don't know.
So I'm not sure. Well, I don't know what happened last night.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's his game logs.
Yeah, he's been scoring. That doesn't include tonight. That's goals in 5 straight games for Mikko. Oh, no, sorry, there's a miss there. Goals in 4 of his last 5, but he had 2 the other night.
To make up for it?
Yeah.
And assists in all of them.
Yeah, assists.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
My title for my last Avalanche review was Mikko is the best player in the West, and it's not close. So.
Yeah, I saw that, and I wanted to fight with you.
Who's better?
It's not that I thought somebody was necessarily better, because McKinnon is clearly, but
today, McKinnon is better? Absolutely not.
Also, Mark Stone is better, but
there's an argument there.
It's also no disrespect to Mikko.
Of course.
The thing to do in sports nowadays is to make a bold statement and then follow it with, and it's not even close.
It's not.
It's become my pet peeve. I don't think it.
Here's Mikko's stats for the last
You can make an argument that Mikko is amazing and that he's maybe the best player.
I don't think it's that close between Mikko and McKinnon right now. Not to take away from McKinnon, but he hasn't been the supernova level McKinnon that we're used to.
My only counterpoint here is that we saw Mikko without Nate.
That's fair.
And
for sure.
it wasn't for an extended period of time. But where was Mikko during those games, man? He just didn't do much.
Look, I don't care if it takes.
And this isn't me saying that
Nathan McKinnon can absolutely be the catalyst, but the catalyst ain't the star. All right.
Okay. We're gonna disagree here. It's nothing against Rantanen, who I think is a perfect sidekick for Mikko, or for McKinnon. But McKinnon is the engine, man. He's the identity. In the same way that it's nothing against Taves and Girard, but Cale Makar is just better. He's better, and he transforms.
100%.
He transforms them in a different way. They're the dynamic elements that McKinnon and Makar play with ruin opposing defensive game plans. They
for sure
ruin them.
Look,
and everybody, Taves and Girard benefit from Makar's presence in the same way that Rantanen benefits from McKinnon's.
Don't get me. If I'm building a franchise, I'm taking Nathan McKinnon 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not close.
Franchise centers are more valuable than franchise wings.
Absolutely. But
Sidney Crosby has been a more valuable player than Alex Ovechkin.
In the course of this very moment, Mikko Rantanen has definitively been the best player in the Western Conference. The only player that comes close, the only player that can compete is Marc-Andre Fleury.
Okay.
We have a super chat that says you guys aren't sober. AJ he came from the stadium. He has not had a sip.
AJ is totally sober.
Rudo on the other.
This is a bottle of water, fam. That's Aquafina.
He just came from the stadium. Rudo's been here for a while.
I've been drinking.
Yeah.
and AJ, do you have something you want to rant about?
Do I?
My bladder is the size of a walnut, fam. All right, there are things that I have to do.
Yeah,
you
go do your thing.
You got
man.
this?
Yeah,
you
go
got
do your
this?
thing.
All right. AJ's gonna talk to you about something.
Oh, hold on. Let me mute. Hold on. Let me mute your mic before you hurt people's ears.
Why doesn't Allie just come hang out with me for a minute?
I'll do it. Oh, but then I have to mute my mic.
All right. This dude, it always makes me laugh. I've never met an individual with a smaller bladder. He told me, it was like one of the first things he ever told me about himself.
What?
That Rudo and that he has the tiniest bladder. It was like one of the very first things he told me. I was like, all right, cool. That's a weird thing to.
He wanted you to know.
Yeah, he really. I guess he was just like, he was really into that information. Now that I know it, it's like the defining characteristic that I associate with him.
For me, I'm just like, Rudo, if you're going to have to go to the bathroom, like, don't be drinking 2 drinks during the show.
I did like, he took like one swig of that thing and he goes, oh God, it's only vodka.
Well, that's something that I will say. The DNVR bar has been.
Oh, dude, it's a heavy pour.
It's going off today, and you get your money's worth because Darren, the bartenders will definitely get you feeling right. Yesterday, I was here for like over 12 hours, and I went down to the bar to get a drink at the end of the night, and it was like pure tequila, like actually pure tequila. But the bar today has been insane. We had such a good crowd for the Avs game. We had to stop the goal shots because of the amount of goals that the Avs score.
It's funny because we've talked all year about the offense and how it's been kind of iffy.
Yeah.
And then if you were to pull up their schedule, you would be able to. They have an 8-0 win. They have an 8-4 win.
5-1.
They
6-0.
have 5-1, 6-0. They have the 7-3 over San Jose.
Yep.
Like that's like a seventh of their games now that I just listed off where it was like, their ability to just go off on any given day it's a singular thing in the NHL. It's a thing where not even the Tampa Bay Lightning have that. It is a thing that is unique to the Colorado Avalanche, is that they are the one team and the only other team that I think could probably give them a run for their money, depending, would be Toronto. But Toronto can't keep it from happening to them. And what Colorado, their ability to score in huge amounts and then defend at the same time,
defense.
It's a really rare combination, what they've got this year.
We had a lot of people in the comments wanting to hear your takes on Saad.
Well, I tweeted about it today.
That's why we got super chats. People being like, "Come on!"
Anybody that saw that tweet knows how I feel. It was kind of like this would be a luxury to bring him back. But the more that I watch of it, the more that you see how these pieces fit, the more that you think, okay, when you make the transition from Nazem Kadri to Alex Newhook in 2 or 3 years, kind of whenever that happens, having a guy like Brandon Saad next to him, it's just going to be a perfect fit.
Yep.
And then if Burakovsky is still here on the other side, like them only giving Burakovsky a 2-year deal is looking very prescient right now because Sampo Ranta's coming. And if Sampo Ranta takes Andre Burakovsky's job and basically becomes a younger Burakovsky, because that's what he looks like right now.
Some of these highlights are insane.
Like that's his profile right now. He's Andre Burakovsky in college.
A younger Andre Burakovsky.
If they just make that transition, Brandon Saad makes that combination so much easier. It makes the transition so much easier.
Rudo and I have just traded places.
It stabilizes them in a way because, Landeskog, McKinnon, and Rantanen are just going to do the thing. Those guys are take the leash off and let them run. You just don't worry about it for the next 5 years. But as they start to transition into the future and they start to move away because, Kadri's deal, it expires at the end of next year and then you just don't really know. Saad's ability to the two-way play and how kind of boring and repeatable his game is, it's really, really important. And it's funny because boring is just what they needed to take them to the next level of exciting as a team. Because he does so many things well, especially defensively, that kickstart their offense.
On the Denver Sports Podcast, which everyone should go listen to, we talked about what are the best rosters in Denver sports history. And Rudo talked about the 2001 Avs, but
you have to.
Of course. But we had a debate, Avs and Nuggets, about how the current rosters and the possibility in a year or two of these rosters really might take that spot. Like, you think of you think of what Bowen Byram can be, you think of Alex Newhook, you think of Rampos, you think of all of these people that might come in, and this really very well could be one of the best rosters.
Well, and Rudo and I have said, we said at the start of this year, look, as great as this team could be this season, there's like a very real possibility that 2 years from now the Avs are even better than they are today.
Look, Sampo Ransa, you were talking about him, is coming. Drew Hellison, Justin Barron.
Yeah.
People are coming.
Yeah, there's another wave behind this that is going to fill in and needs to. They need those ELCs. They're going to need young contributors.
I thought I said that. I literally walked over here and I was like, did I say Rampo Santa?
Yeah,
I did.
It's okay.
Let's make it a shirt.
Yeah.
We've already talked about it.
I literally, guys, I've been at the bar for the last 2 days for probably over 24 hours. I'm exhausted. Rampo Santa is just the way I'm going to call him from now on.
That's his name. His name is Rambo Santa.
Yeah, we call him Rambo Santa all the time, and that's a future shirt for us. It'll be the easiest.
The second that dude steps on the ice for the Colorado Avalanche,
I would agree with that.
This roster is easily better than
I don't know about easily, but I would agree with that.
I think
defensively, you look at the defenses between the two. First of all, the 96 defense will always be underrated by guys like us because we were just a little bit too young.
That's fair.
But this defense is special.
What does this team lack that the 96 team doesn't have? Philip Grubauer's not a Hall of Fame goaltender.
It's missing Patrick Waugh.
Yeah,
straight up. If they had Andrei Vasilevsky in net right now, if they had Connor Hellebuyck in net right now, how would you feel about this team?
Easy cup contender.
Jeez, man.
I mean, are they not the favorite? Are they not the favorite now?
You know how I feel about Vegas.
I do.
So you know, asking me the answer to that question. The big question, look, Marc-Andre Fleury is already coming back to earth. Now,
as was inevitable.
Where Vegas is a little different is that Fleury, Robin Lehner,
right?
You've got a really high-end duo there that Colorado just simply doesn't.
It's really
even
easy.
If Pavel Francouz were healthy right now, they're not in the same class.
Agreed.
However, only one of those guys is going to play in the playoffs.
Yep.
Now, granted, if the thing about goaltender depth is it is completely meaningless if the guy just stays healthy.
You're right. The starting goaltender is the starting goaltender.
You could have, you could bring David Ayers out of accidental, not choice retirement, and have him be the backup for Colorado's entire playoff run.
And it doesn't matter
and
if Grubauer's healthy.
It will not matter who opens the door on the bench.
Yep.
Because if Philip Grubauer continues to play the way that he has, the Avs are easily one of the three best teams in the NHL. Their biggest problem is that one of the other two teams in my top three is in their division.
Thank you, Brandon. Philip Grubauer has many points as anyone on the Minnesota roster in this series.
No, Philip Grubauer now has 2 more points than Pierre-Edouard Bellemare does against goaltenders.
Let's go!
I mean, I know everybody wants to dunk on like Minnesota and like, the dominance shows its face in all of the number. There is no number that you can put out there that hides how dominant this series was.
Out of control.
We had someone saying, "Are we getting a live Manscaped read from the stall?" Absolutely.
That would be the next level, I guess.
No.
Wireless headsets, buy them. Let's go.
No, I will not allow it.
After CD's nuts, we really will see them.
I will not allow that, guys.
You gotta hear them before you can see them. All right.
Yeah, we got. Look, we still have some stepping stones on the pyramid.
I gotta rein it in at some point. That's what I gotta do. Someone said Grubauer needs a DNVR shirt. There is a Gruby shirt.
Yeah, we have the Grub shirt.
Yeah, we have one. It says Gru.
Let me go find it.
And it is a brick wall.
Yeah, brick wall Gru. That's what he's been. Like, yes, he shut him out tonight, but I think.
Well, this was like. He made 30 saves today.
This wasn't he had to make 16 saves.
Yeah, this was not your typical, like, the kind that he's gotten away with where it was like 14 saves or whatever, where you're like, okay.
There you go. The Gru shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Go buy it right now. Or you could also buy the Four Norsemen shirt.
Oh, that one is just beautiful.
Which I'm saying buy that one because it's going to sell out very quickly.
The next time we have a Gru shirt, I think it should be of him as like Van Helsing. And he's there to slay the other teams.
Is it Van Helsing, but he's on the beach with an umbrella and like?
That was a great quote from him. It's not just because my workload isn't very high doesn't mean I can just sit under the umbrella, put my feet up, and enjoy the view. All right. I mean, it would be pretty funny if you did because nothing would change.
Not wrong. And
I don't know, but how do you balance this? How do you balance the fact that arguably the two best statistical goaltenders in the NHL this year right now are Grubauer and Vasilevsky? Yeah. But the teams that are in front of them are both fantastic.
Yeah, it's not most nights Grubauer ain't making 30 saves.
Well, and then you have Fleury.
Who's balling out.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, if the best three teams in the NHL are Colorado, Vegas, and Tampa Bay, those are your three finalists for the Vezina right now.
Yeah.
Something's
starting to add up here, but what is it exactly?
The only thing that we're missing is having all three of those coaches be the Jack Adams finalists.
Well, my lordy. Forget Jack Adams. We have to talk about GM of the Year conversations.
You don't get to be in the GM of the Year conversation until you make the Final Four. You have to win.
That's the rule? All right.
That's just how it goes, apparently. So until then, I mean... Do you get to be GM of the Year when you play Hunter Miska for 5 games?
That's true.
And then trade for Jonas Johansson?
There's some arguments there for sure.
I mean, how important do we – how important are those moves in the context of the whole offseason?
I'll tell you this.
Because the two moves that they made, the Saad and Taves moves –
those are gems.
What do you say? The Hunter Miska decision as their third goaltender, because it wasn't like they asked Hunter Miska to be their backup and this didn't work out. This isn't Ville Husso in St. Louis.
I mean, look, I'll tell you this. Every move in the history of sports doesn't matter until you see the result.
Okay, sure.
Nobody remembers Hunter Miska from this season if the Avs win the Cup.
I mean, I think we can all look back and be like, remember when this fan base bullied a poor guy off Twitter.
Right. At best, the Avs fan base is kind of terrible sometimes.
Well, and, somebody pointed out to me that Joachim Blichfeld, that's it. I can never get it. Had to private his Instagram after Avs fans went after him after the McKinnon hit.
Y'all, chat.
Stop it.
Stop, please.
Not that chat is the one doing it.
I'm sure y'all good people in chat. If you're not, stop.
Why are you telling them to stop?
Because
stop bullying human beings.
Stop bullying players.
Yes, 1,000%.
So the Hunter Miska Twitter thing. Now, I didn't see anything sent directly at Miska, but I'm
a dude don't block his entire Twitter for no reason.
And of course, absolutely ridiculous. There's no excuse to send hate to anyone online. It doesn't matter if it's online. Just don't do that.
I have no problem with you talking about his on-ice play and it being bad.
Same. And we were harsh on him on our pod.
100% we were.
And I even said, I hope his parents aren't watching.
Yeah, but the human being of Hunter Miska is a good person.
Well, and see, I've never met Hunter Miska. I don't have a relationship with Hunter Miska. I don't know anything about Hunter Miska, the dude. So I have no bones against him. I can't say he's a good or a bad guy. All I can say is it just really sucks that it ended like that.
Yeah. Yep.
That it went that way for him. He was such a great story last year, and he was such a huge part of the Eagles' success. Mm-hmm. Just because he wasn't good enough for the Avs doesn't mean he shouldn't still be celebrated for the things he did. Hold it against him that he was not good enough in the NHL, fine. But my gosh.
Yeah, for real.
It was just disappointing. Anyway, I mean,
just be kind, don't bully.
I feel like we can all pretty much agree that bullying is garbage, and anybody that engages in that behavior is telling on themselves in a real big bold way.
At very least, you can make fun of me instead of Hunter Miska, all right? Look,
I was raised by Xbox Live. I can take it. All right?
Yeah, boy, I tell you.
And you're also YouTube. You've seen all the YouTube comments. YouTube can get real nasty. Thankfully, our followers are very nice, but there are some people. And again, just don't bully anyone.
Be good people.
Doesn't matter if you're over
That's
the computer. Just be kind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to be good people.
Drew Kreisman says, how would anyone make fun of Rudo?
I mean,
There's so many ways to do that. I wore jorts a couple weeks ago.
Really that tough, Drew?
Speaking of just, when I was sitting over there, everyone in our chat was saying, "Oh, Allie's doesn't have control." Chat, go crazy. No.
Yo, Allie will ban you. Like, she will ban you. Get out of here.
Between Allie and Cale, there are some hammers over there.
They're dropping them.
Yeah, they're just waiting.
Oh, chat knows. I got their back, but they got to be good.
Look, the only bullying that I'll accept is what the Avs did to the Wild today on the ice.
Woo!
Because that was straight up like head dunked in the toilet swirly level of bad. It was not. It was almost hard to watch.
How deep is that wedge?
So Minnesota. I've said this before, but Minnesota brings out the absolute worst instincts in me, like the worst of my sports fandom. Right? Oh my gosh, do I just hate
Thanks,
that
Scott.
organization and cannot stand that fan base? And watching them go through this existential crisis at the hands of the Avalanche is a dream come true. It's the CU Buffs fans telling you that they'll happily lose all of the games, but they want to beat Nebraska. You know, want to beat Colorado State.
Women's basketball, the Colorado Buffaloes women's basketball team is playing Nebraska right now. Right now. Just had
Great.
support women's basketball. Woo! Okay.
Awesome.
Someone get them some weights to lift.
Oh my
God.
gosh, dude,
What
that was so messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it was so satisfying.
It was.
To watch them run through the Wild in the way that they did. You know, we've talked about how covering the team has changed fandom over the years. The one thing that hasn't really changed is that raw hatred of Minnesota and how just rooting, just appreciating when they lose in spectacular fashion, and how the sun is just a little bit brighter, and how there's an extra pep in your step, how food tastes just a little bit better, how everything that you do is improved just that little extra bit because the Minnesota Wild got embarrassed on that day. It's all only good news.
All right.
Everything is so much better in the world. The flowers bloom a little bit brighter. The unicorns grow a second horn.
What?
Everything happens.
Crazy.
Everything happens when Minnesota gets trashed like this. It's so glorious.
All right. Chat, we're going to give away a $100 gift card to the DNVR Locker. The code word is...
Oh, hold on. No, hold on. It's going to make the chat go crazy, and Andrew really wants this question answered, and it's going to go away if the chat goes crazy.
Favorite player not on the score sheet tonight. Yo, Jacob McDonald straight up saved the goal tonight.
Yeah.
Straight up.
He should be credited with a save.
Straight up.
I am of the opinion players should be credited with saves on situations like that.
I'm with it.
Instead of calling that a blocked shot,
That's a save.
Because a blocked shot is not a shot on goal. That is a shot on goal that would have gone in were it not for the save made by the skater. The skater should get the save.
I'm with it.
Philip Grubauer got an assist tonight, so he's allowed to score. Why aren't skaters allowed to? Petition skaters to get saves. If Mike Russo wants to be a bitch and throw a huge little fucking hissy fit about some stat inadequacies, that's the one, Mike.
There it is.
That's the one, not shots on goal.
Make saves player stats again.
Yes.
Yes. Everyone's really excited about the double unicorn.
I would also, I mean.
Double unicorn all the way.
Do you remember the double rainbow guy?
I'm saying.
Like, when you see greatness and then you double it, it's just that much better.
Okay.
The double rainbow guy was me sitting at Ball Arena today saying, it's another unicorn.
Drew
It's
said,
so beautiful.
AJ said a curse word. Yeah, Drew, that's why we got this in the corner.
Yeah.
Just block me out with that. I am a parental advisory. Chat.
Okay, go.
Code
I'm ready
word
for
of the
it.
day is mild with an M. Give me a mild in chat for your chance to win a $100 gift card to the DNVR Locker. Thanks to the amazing, the wonderful, happy birthday to the man, the myth, the legend, for Paulo. It's his birthday today. Go
Is
wish
it really?
That. It is really.
Oh, happy birthday! I really don't trust you guys
I know,
anymore.
you shouldn't, but it is actually his birthday today. So,
Is that, I've seen the mild, is that a bit?
the mild bit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Minnesota mild.
Oh, yeah,
All
I've seen
day.
it all
All
day,
night.
every day.
Not my favorite bit.
No?
I will put that one in the same category as people that talk about the Flames and they don't capitalize the F but capitalize the
The
L.
lames.
Not my bit.
No, that's good.
It's not my.
That's juice.
It's-
Give me that all day.
No, I'll pass on that bit. Hard pass on that bit.
Henry-
So lame.
Changing names never turns out to be fun.
It's dumb. It's just not my thing.
Henry's over here, shocked at the amount of milds that are
Alright.
coming up on the screen.
Here's why it makes sense for the Wild particularly, though. What did the Avs do? They took the W out of the Wild, made them the Mild.
I'll allow it. I'm thinking more like the Lyle.
No,
No, yeah, that's bad.
That's
Get out of
real
here with
bad.
that.
it's all
No.
bad.
That one was real bad.
All right.
I think it's hilarious that they're called the Wild and they've had one exciting player in their whole history.
Yeah, right.
And now it's now it's two.
Kaprizov is number
Yeah,
two.
Kaprizov is number 2, but they've existed for as long as they have, and all of their good players have been.
It's Marion Gaborik and the guys.
Yeah, it's
like
Marion Gaborik before he got hurt and then bailed on them, and now Kaprizov. I appreciate the irony. I just think it's hilarious.
they are a boring hockey team,
Dude,
Like,
just
I'm
a
not
boring,
gonna lie to you.
a boring organization with a boring arena and boring fans from a boring state that only cares about high school hockey, which is great. Go off. Just be real about who you are.
Is Minnesota high school hockey even really hockey?
Yeah, dude. I don't care if they only play 17 minutes.
It's closer now. Back when EJ was playing and it was only 14-minute periods, that's barely hockey.
The funniest thing for me is how so many of those guys revere Minnesota, and EJ was like, I'm good.
I'm out. Yeah.
He was just like, Colorado is my home now. Look at me.
Tell me when to stop.
Colorado is my home now.
All right. Allie's about to pick a winner here. We'll get there in
All
a
right, we
minute.
got it.
Our winner for the $100 gift card to the DNVR Locker is...
Oh, this one feels rigged.
That does feel pretty
Oh,
rigged.
I swear to you, Henry I literally scrolled, and then he said, stop, boom, go. And he
right.
picked like that.
So the guy who sent us $100 on today's show
Wait,
That's
I
had-
take it.
Huh? Yeah, here, I'll give you.
has won the $100 gift card.
The guy who needed it the least.
To the DNVR
I promise I did not cheat at all. What happened was Allie said I'm going to stop scrolling, and she stopped no, that's not what happened. I told her to stop scrolling.
Yeah.
And the mouse is on James August.
I
promise I
did
didn't cheat.
watch this happen.
It did happen. I can confirm.
So I can't say, but I'm just saying it felt that way just given the result.
Wow, and he just gets his $100 back
right
in
there.
credit. Wow.
Best investment. Better than GME right there.
No, let's not get crazy. This is more like an AMC investment.
See, it would
All
be
right,
one
fair.
thing, though, if he just gave those $100 for the jorts, but then he doubled up and then gave again
Yeah, he's a giver.
for the others.
He's a giver. So, James, congratulations. DM me at Nathan_Rudolph on Twitter. We'll get you all hooked up with your code. Congratulations.
You guys have to talk to Henry about this.
Yeah,
this
look,
not
this is-
rigged, but also
this is-
rigged, not
this is
my winner.
Hank's problem.
Stop the steal!
Go yell
Stop
at
the
Hank.
Literally, hashtag
Yes,
stop the count
yes.
is now trending in our chat.
Perfect.
Rigged, but he deserved it. Normally it is a bot when it's on the StreamYard, but right now we're on a different system.
When we're not live in studio, it's a bot. But
yeah, exactly. So normally it is, and it just does it. But that's why I know you guys all in the chat, your pictures and all that. That's why I didn't want to do it. So I was like, all right, Henry, come over here and try and do it. Well, it is what it is. Congrats, James. He's very excited about it.
Congratulations again. DM me on Twitter.
Yo, is that a picture of him with a bow and arrow?
It is.
Dude, what a baller.
All right.
We got some cool fans out here.
I'm just jealous.
I'm saying.
I want to shoot a bow and arrow.
Lucas said feels like the NHL lottery.
That's excellent.
With the current lottery or the pre-lottery? Is James August Edmonton?
When are we going to talk draft, man?
Dude, I know. We've been so busy.
I know. And this draft just felt totally useless to talk about.
You have the college dudes.
Seriously, seriously,
that's it. Yeah.
Should they trade their first round pick this year?
Think about it. I'm saying
they don't have a second, a fourth, or a sixth. Get rid of the others. Get rid of your
picks. Forget it.
That's what the first, a third, a fifth, and a seventh. Get rid of all the odd numbers 1, 2. Package them all up. Put them in a package with like Ryan Graves or something, and go and get Matthias Ekholm.
Go get Taylor Hall. Call it a day.
I'm not here for any Taylor Hall talk this year.
Okay.
This is in the comments. There is no better pod than the DNVR Avs Victory Lounge.
See, I feel like today is a lousy pod because we're just excited, and it was such an ass-kicking that there's nothing for me to get really hyped about. Because it's just like, you say what I said 2 days ago when I was sitting in the parking lot talking on my phone, and I got really hyped up. Just repeat that. Just repeat it because it still all applies.
I'm not saying it's a bad pod, but it's certainly not the pure hockey pod that we usually are.
It's tough too. I always tell people it's actually harder to talk about when your team that you cover
when
blows
that good.
Someone out. Because when you get blown out, there's a lot to get into.
Yep.
But when you are the team that blows somebody out, it's like
they did that thing.
Well, they just sort of housed them, and because the Avs make this a semi-regular thing, I'm just glad it's on Saturday.
Oh, amen to that. Yeah. Saturdays are for the best Avs games.
It's just the ones that I feel less bad about. I don't know why it is on Saturdays where I'm just like, well, this wasn't the best pod, but I'm okay with that.
AJ had to stay sober tonight, folks. All right.
Yeah, well, I still have to write grades.
You do have food over here, though.
I do. I still have to write grades after this. I got my game story out already. I still have to write grades and...
It's a busy day.
Sometimes you just have to feel the vibe, all right? I got to do my video still, so.
And the vibes at the bar.
Dude, the vibes are great today. Does chat want to talk? Does chat want to talk about anything while we're still here?
Yeah, chat. What you got? What you missing right now? Come on, hit us with it.
I will delay eating for another few minutes. I haven't eaten today. I'm super hungry.
We're already at well over an hour, chat. So
we've got Anime as leader saying the dudes are gonna flame you on Twitter for not talking about hockey enough again. LMAO.
Yeah, it's probably.
It is what it is.
I mean, look, sorry, fam.
It's been a day. All right.
Is it Sasha or Sa?
Yeah, Sasha.
Sasha
says feels like one big happy family.
What do you complain about? They're on a 6-game winning streak now?
Yeah,
they're on a 6-game winning streak. They're now in second place in the division. They're 3 points ahead of Minnesota now. We've put up all the numbers of where they needed to be. They're on a huge streak right now. They're on fire, baby. Just have fun with this one. Just celebrate this one. This one doesn't need to be picked apart. The top line is dominating. If you're the guy that's out there and you're like, where's JT Comfort today? Don't be that guy today. Be that guy tomorrow. You know what? Tomorrow's Sunday. Be that guy Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
true.
about
Yeah, be that guy Monday.
Wait for Monday.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend,
yeah,
fam.
100%.
We do.
Wait till Monday to just stack your misery up on that day and get it out of the way.
Well, you guys did ask people to ask you what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
And we have had 7 comments asking LOC, Loco or Comfort.
You're on the wrong path here. The answer is Loco over Belmar.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. Comfort should definitely be stealing Belmar's job. To be honest with you, like Tyson Joe scored today, and that's all good and well, but that's Tyson Joe's job.
Yep.
Belmar is just chilling right now. That's Tyson Joe's job for the foreseeable future.
Indefinitely.
The only way that changes is if he ends up asking for like $3 million, and then they're like, well, I guess now we have to play Shane Bowers. But
don't go there.
Yeah, today's not the day
it's
for that.
Saturday. Yeah.
We have Jacob asking, is McDonald a god or a demigod?
The man is unintentionally hilarious. He is.
Dude, his mic'd up was gold.
I haven't watched it yet, but if you just search for pictures of him in USA Today's database, every single game there is one hysterical picture of him doing something hilarious.
You want me to look it up for the people?
No, because that's my it's the picture I'm using for grades today.
He needs that.
Okay, I will.
But there's obviously
Just trying to be on top of it.
The other day that picture of him where he was jumped up and tried to grab the puck out of the air. And it was like the whitest thing you've ever seen because he barely got off the ice. It was so funny. And he's just like that. Like, he's just every single game, it's like that. I want to know, where the hell is Jacob McDonald's family on Twitter when we're all giving him the fun stuff?
Yeah.
Why is it that it's like...
Morgan.
Why is it that like Shane Bowers' family only likes our like angry tweets about like
where's Shane Bowers?
Why are they calling Shane Bowers and stuff? Like, where's Jacob McDonald's family to enjoy the fact that we're all huge Jacob McDonald fans now? Damn it!
All
right, we've got one last question. Who's gonna fight in the next game?
Nobody.
Okay.
Against Arizona?
Avs don't need to fight anybody on Arizona.
That is true. You know what? Jonas Johansson.
The goalie fight.
Goalie fight.
Let's go.
Jonas Johansson against Aiden Hill. Let's go.
I'm here for that. I am 100% here for that.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Amazing.
P.S. They better sweep Arizona with those goaltenders.
I'm saying.
If both Kemper and Ranta are gone, and
forget about it.
You better sweep those guys.
Easy dubs. Easy dubs. All right. On that note.
Final thoughts, or are you done?
Yeah, I mean, I got some final. I have to wear jorts again, right? So,
yes.
Oh, God, we got to find a game. You know what? That'll be a game I'm taking off.
Well, based on the pictures of Evan, I don't think I guess maybe I'll have to put him on another couch.
Yeah, you put me in a single seat next time with the jorts. For sure.
God, that was so funny. And what was it, Evan or Eric that paid $10 for him to scoot closer, and Evan refused?
And Eric then asked for a refund, and Evan said, "I'll give you that refund." I don't think it's today, but
inside tidbit from the arena today that I just remembered. It may not happen right away, but keep the little eyes peeled for Connor Timmins. Ooh. And some teams having an interest in him at the deadline.
Interesting.
NHL defenders, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, teams have that big bonk energy for NHL defensemen.
Big bonk.
Yeah, especially ones not making $1 million.
Their man rocket is out of control.
There are 0 days without horny for those guys.
I know that it's probably not Reed today, but because of the vibes, all the people want it.
No.
All the people want it.
Not all the people. I am a dissenting voice.
The chat wants
AJ!
it.
Stop the count.
AJ!
Stop the count.
We have
Don't go live.
We have the Moose.
Please.
We have the Moose on the Avalanche.
No.
All right.
Don't do this to me.
Many people call EJ the Condor.
Oh, God.
Who on the Avalanche is the Dragon?
I don't know.
Nathan McKinnon is dragging these nuts all over the Colorado Avalanche. Manscaped, go get your 20% off with the DNVR Avalanche. Get it going right now. You can also get free shipping. Order the Perfect Package 3.0. Let's go. Get on over there. Make sure you use the DNVR code to help us out. Supporting our partners is supporting us.
The chat's really happy. AJ's not, but the chat really wants it.
I have real work to do.
We got
real work to do, and all he gets to do is talk about his balls all the time. Kidding me with this?
You know what it is. Support all of the DNVR partners, Manscaped and otherwise. We appreciate all of y'all in the chat so very much. Congratulations again. I'm assuming you've DM'd me. I'll hit you up on Twitter, James. Your name is James August, right? That's correct. I remember things. We're going to get out of here before we do anything else even dumber than I've already done on this podcast. So thank you, everyone, watching, listening, however you consume. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. We love you all. You can always catch it the next day, podcast format as well. We are off until Monday when the Avs play Arizona again. So we'll see you next podcast, next game.
Oh, yeah, we don't even
Yeah.
have a normal pod until Wednesday.
It's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute before we don't do a post-gamer.
Yeah.
But hope to see you all there. Have a good one. Have a good rest of your weekend. Love you all. Goodbye.